Alright, this is my circuit with the 16 by 32 LED display. Unfortunately, mine is defective. It has one dead LED, well, not light, unfortunately. I got 3 buttons. Basically, what I'm using this for, since it is defective, I'm just going to be using it as a light. And I thought, well, because I'm using it as light, I'd like to have control over the colors. So the buttons, there's 7 brightness levels of each color. And the first one here on the left, red, then green, then blue. So how I have it set up is so that the level will blink. You see how if you continue to press the button, the brightness level of that color will rise up until it hits the 8th LED, then it will turn it all off. So if I hit each one, then they'll all be at the first position, which is 0, and that means none of them are on. So if I press the green button, it'll raise the green level brightness up until I hit 8. Then I can do the blue as well. And if I do all of them, then it goes to white. Now, I just wanted control over each color individually. This is the code I wrote for it. Most of this stuff's from just the examples that they give. Then down here in my loop, all I did was just did a fill rect, which is a rectangle fill function. 0, 0. This is the size of the rectangle, so it's the top left corner is at 0, and then the bottom right corner is at 32 and 16. So and then the color is RGB. These values initially are 777, which is max color. So if they were 0, 0, and 0, that would be all off. And so anywhere in between is just a brightness level of each color. So let's see here. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This down here, these if statements are, if I press one of the buttons, the corresponding button, then it will increment the brightness level of that color. So that's all that is. This is the schematic for it, and all of this is explained in the PDF that you can download. I think I downloaded from the Adafruit site, which, just a sec, let me get that up while we were at it. Yeah, right here. So here's the Adafruit, learnadafruit.com, and that's the link. And then down here, it has the explanation of hooking it up. But here on the left, you can download the PDF. And that's, if you do that, then it will give you, this is the PDF of it here. It'll give you the library functions as well as wiring. So it's a fuller version of the same. So anyways, this is back to the diagram. These are the 3 buttons for the red, green, blue brightness level. And then all these guys are just the pins here on the Arduino UNO I'm using. And then these are the 1 through 16 pins of the LED display here. So I did use actually red, green, and blue to indicate red, green, and blue. It is easier that way to troubleshoot if you're messing something up. But you can see how I have it. Red is this one right here is number 1, pin 1, pin 2, pin 3 is the blue one. the black one is pin 4. You can see how it goes down. 5 is red, 6 is green, blue is 7, and the black is 8, all the way down to 16. The black pins I have here on pins 4, 8, 12, and 16, they're all ground. So hopefully that makes it a little easier for you to hook up. It gets really warm, so if you're going to have it on bright white, you might want to, for long extended periods of time, the life of the unit, you may want to hook up a fan if it's in an enclosed space, because it is quite warm to the touch. Almost, actually, it's, right now as I have my hand on it, I don't know if I'd want to keep it there indefinitely. It's that hot. That's pretty much it. I hooked up these 10K ohm resistors here. So basically, if you hold down, these are normally low, and then if they go high through the 5 volt and 10K resistor, then the Arduino UNO will send a brightness change command to the corresponding color. Power supply is important here. Can I use the Arduino UNO? Not even close, not even in the ballpark. It will not, it doesn't have the power to transfer any voltage, no matter what voltage you input it here. It cannot power the LED matrix. You need an external power supply. And 5 volts and grounds, that's what this is. So I have it 120 volts AC in. There's I have an 8 amp power supply. And so obviously that's more than enough. I could power actually 4 of these with that 8 amp power supply. That would be at the max level though. I clocked it at 2 amps and it was pulling my 2 amp power supply that have this guy right here, so I had it set to 5 volts, and when it was pulling 2 amps with all white on the LED, the voltage was being pulled down to, I think, 4.6 or 4.7. So actually it could have drawn more than 2 amps. So that's why I put here 3 amps just to be safe. Just, so that's white on all the time. So if you have some sort of, scrolling text or brightness levels that are lower, obviously your current draw is going to be considerably less depending on what you do with it. Now, I wanted to upload another one of my sketches. This from the example code that they give. There's a few balls that go around, and you can wrap some text. So I kind of modified their code just a little for my daughter's birthday, Maya, and this is what it looks like. You can see the balls kind of bouncing around in the background. So it's quite a handy library that you can choose from. You can do circles, squares, different shapes, and different size text, small, medium, and large. So it's pretty handy and useful. Obviously, you can daisy chain these. You can have the 16 by 32 or 32 by 32, or set them up in series. So it's a really nice library that they wrote for this thing. So that's my tutorial on this thing. If you have any questions, post a comment, and yeah, thanks for watching.